All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Garage Closes at 9. This is now episode 10. We officially hit the double-digit mark on the GC9. Last episode we had Jaime Hawkins Jr. on, forward for the Miami Heat. It was a fun episode with him. Played a game with you guys were picking three rappers, their top five songs in their catalog. A lot of controversy with Jonah's list with Drake. Comment section had some fun with that. That was a fun episode. We talked about with Jaime kind of his experience in the NBA, his experience with us growing up, and then a lot of trash talking with the three of you guys about playing one-on-one. So that was a good episode. It's back to just the three of us for episode 10. We got a few games lined up. But just to open up the episode, you guys got anything you guys want to talk about first?
Yeah. You want to go or me, Jonah?
Yeah, I can't believe all the slander I was getting for my Marvin's Room pick. That's one of the most iconic songs, especially for people our age. Like, bro, everyone aged like 22 to 28. Marvin's Room is a staple in your life. Everyone has shed a couple of tears to that song, so don't disrespect that song. Don't forget where you come from. That's my main message.
We even had some people on the live with Drew talking about it. I mean, this has been carrying on two
Yeah,
weeks later.
it's ridiculous.
Bro, you don't know how many people hit me up, whether it's calling me, whether it's on the live, just straight cooking you, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I think, and that the crazy thing is too, is like I probably had like 10 people like hit me up, and the first thing they said was, "Yo, what what was Jonah's list, bro?" Like Marvin's Room at number one?
Hey, the
Bro,
only thing I can say, hey,
Like,
John, in your defense, the only thing I can say is that it seems like these people are really passionate about Drake, like you. They love
thank
Drake.
you.
They
Bro,
didn't like the list you gave.
Bro, and it's honestly so hard when you're such a big fan of someone. Like I listen to Drake like every day. So it's hard for me to have like an objective list of songs that like everyone will like because I listen to all the like B-sides, songs that like people don't listen to. So it's hard for me to have like a objective general 5 song list. So I try my best and I think I still won for sure.
no, I think everyone I
The
talked to
people spoke, bro.
agreed
I don't
that
know.
you were last. Like yours is by far the worst.
Bro, you
It's
name
crazy because he probably has the best catalog too out of all of
you
them.
name some Kendrick songs that no one's heard of. You pick some horrible songs.
Hey, all I'm saying is that people were saying that you had the worst list with arguably the best artist, which says a lot about the songs you decide to
Yeah.
choose.
And then Jaime getting Kanye, who I don't think music is at the top of his priorities right now. So he should be third by default.
Hey, Jaime made it clear he was separating the two. Okay, I don't know
Can't
if
do
you can
that.
even do it, but he made
Yeah.
he did his best to make that clear to the people that he was just talking about the music and the old Kanye.
Yeah, you can't do that. He lost. I got first. I'll give Drew second because Not Like Us a big song, and then I'll give Jaime third.
You just be making up your own rules, don't you, Jonah?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'll take first, even though everyone says I got last. I'll take first. We'll give the guy who ended my career basically in a rap battle. I'll give him second. Like,
Hey,
doesn't make
I
any
don't know.
sense.
Hey, I don't know how much big Drake fans are out there. Iceman coming soon. New album coming. Watch.
No, I
Remember
didn't
who
see
said it first?
that.
Iceman. It's gonna be an all rap album. My prediction. We're gonna clip this. This is my prediction. Iceman dropping August 12th. We'll see how close
Bro.
I am.
August 12th. That's so specific. Is there any meaning behind that?
Yeah, he's been posting. If you follow Drake, you know he like puts
Cryptic
little
messages?
little hints of his
Yeah,
album.
He's been like
yeah,
And
yeah,
he's been teasing it
yeah. A
for a
little
yeah,
cryptic.
while.
Yeah, the
I,
cryptic messages.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing like mid-August we getting it.
No, I can't wait for
All
that.
right.
I've been seeing a lot of rumblings about that too. Need that Iceman. Need him talking about all this this crazy stuff that's gone on in the last couple months.
Yes, sir. We're gonna hop on a live for that live stream the album.
That'd be fire. We should
Yeah.
absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of live, if you guys are following the Instagram, Drew's been starting the transition of doing some live reactions to the NBA playoffs. He just did it the other day. Had some of our old friends hop on with him. So if you guys are free during the week when Drew hops on, he's taking requests for anyone that wants to join the live chat and talk really anything. I mean, it really got off course. It seemed like, and that's the beauty of it. So anyone wants to hop on, talk shop with Drew. Me and Jonah will try to, with our schedules, try to be on there, sometimes as well. But that's mainly Drew's platform. And Drew, you're planning on doing something again. I'm sure with the playoffs, Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals going on right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Probably was. I was only planning on going there for like 30 minutes. It ended up being like 2 hours. We
Yeah.
reached the damn time limit on the Instagram live. I didn't know it was a time limit. But I had a lot of just random friends just pulling up. Wanted to join. We talked ball. We talked life, music, reminiscing, like very unscripted, unfiltered. Like, now don't be saying nothing too crazy. We can't get canceled now. But yeah, a lot of fun. I'll be doing that after some of the playoff games. I might even do it tonight, if I'm not asleep because we had a long weekend. But yeah, expect some of those after playoff games or just random times during the week. And yeah, just pull up. It's a lot of fun.
All right, so to get into this episode, me and Jonah both came up with a game. We don't know what the games are, so it could be something just completely different. This is pretty unscripted episode. Jonah, we'll have you go first with your game, and then I'll go second. That's really all we have planned. Well, maybe this will lead to more conversation after, but yeah. So Drew has no idea what the two games are. Jonah doesn't know my game. I don't know his. So let's just get into it. Jonah, what do you got for us?
All right, so for my first game, I've known these two dudes for a long time. I know the people they like. I know the people they dislike. So for each of you, I've created your own list. Um, we'll call it Talk Nice. So for this first round, I got five people for you, Drew, and I got five people for you, Vinny. I want
Okay.
you to say something nice about this person without saying anything critical, without making faces. Let's give flowers to some people that deserve it that you guys
Okay.
have hated on for years.
And I bet me and Drew, after you do this, we'll be able to come up with a 5-person list of people
Yeah,
on the fly.
I'm
And you
sure
got
you
to do the
can.
same thing. All
I'm sure
right.
you can.
So
I
we're all
think we
doing
already
this.
got three that I
Yeah.
can never
Yeah.
Jonah.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
sure
So
we're all doing it.
so this is my round one. I got five nice for each of you, and then I got five people that you guys love that I want you to be critical of. Understand?
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
All right.
all right,
All right, Drew, we'll start off with you. I need you to say something nice about Rod Wave.
all right. Um,
Drew
oh
hates
man,
Rod Wave.
this is
Drew
gonna
hates
take me.
Rod
Uh,
Wave.
This is gonna
Drew,
take me a
Drew thought you
while.
said Drew thought you said midwave right there.
Yeah.
I,
Well, tsunami in the building,
hey,
man.
hey, talk nice. Talk nice.
Um, okay. Oh, this is hard, dude. I honestly am really struggling with this.
I
Um,
know. I'm trying to figure out the 5 people he's gonna name for me so I can
Don't worry,
start.
Ben. This actually took me a while because I wanted to get a good list together. Go ahead,
Okay.
Drew.
I think he definitely has his own fans, like his own niche of fans. Not saying I agree with it, but they all like to me, they all kind of one, they like ride him too much a little bit. Like they're like way too obsessed with him.
Hey,
Um
talk nice. Talk
Yeah,
nice.
talk
I,
Come on.
nice.
okay,
Come
sorry,
on
sorry.
now. Come on.
He's definitely got his own audience, and they are very passionate about Rod Wave, like Jonah is. And he also seems like he's very happy and he eats well. So yeah, that's basically all I got.
That was borderline. I don't know if that's nice. I don't know.
He eats well, bro. That means he's probably doing good, man. I'm happy
He's a
for the
happy
dude.
guy. He's happy. He's
Yeah.
So,
comfortable in his own skin.
so
Yeah.
what do you think, Vin? Does that qualify? Are we letting him off the hook with
I,
that?
I think I think you could get more out of Drew, but I think it's gonna vary on the person. I don't think that's like someone that I think Drew passionately hates him just to get under your skin. I feel like that's more of what it is. But there's gonna be people I think you name on this list that Drew has like it doesn't matter if you're involved or not, he just hates that person or just doesn't feel the same way as you do. So I think Drew, you could do a little better on the next person.
Yeah, like, and
But keep that same energy with me because I might be saying the same stuff. So
Yeah.
that's a tough cookie too, because I genuinely
yeah.
don't like one song of Raw Waves, bro. I
You're
think
ridiculous. You're such a hater.
we gave our flowers. I think he's terrible. So
All right. Second person that Drew hates on, who all these people that I named, I love all of them that I want you guys to say something nice. So I need you to say something nice about Mr. MVP Lamar Jackson.
see,
I
like
think you
this would
could
be
do better
much
with this.
easier.
You could do better.
Absolutely,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
absolutely.
Say nice though.
Hold on, just before Drew goes, I just want to make it clear. There's a misconception with Jonah thinking that me and Andrew don't like Lamar Jackson. We like Lamar
You don't
Jackson,
like
but we
Lamar.
but Drew Jonah has the blinders on with Lamar, and me and Drew, when it comes down to it, we came with the facts. We came with the facts with the Allen versus Lamar Jackson debate, and we put that to bed with the playoff stats. But
Yeah.
those were numbers; those weren't just opinions.
They don't lie. Some
Yeah,
say they don't lie. I agree with that statement. I like Lamar. Like Vinny said, we like Lamar. We've been
yeah,
very critical about how he
Very
performs
critical.
in the playoffs. That's because we love the guy. All right.
yeah.
Um,
Tough love.
okay. I'll give a couple. I'll give a couple. One, he might be the greatest regular season quarterback I've ever seen. That's not a
Little,
disrespect. That's
Yeah.
that's that's
it's a little
incredible.
backhand
That's kind of a
compliment.
backhanded compliment.
No, but like it's true. He is incredible. He's a running back. Like I mean, I would love to see him like play receiver too. I bet you he'd be nice at that too. But he's incredible. He plays like a running back, I should say, but he could also throw that thing 80 yards down the field with ease. I also he's got aura, man. He's got swag, bro. Ever since that one video of him in high school where
Yeah.
like he's running, he just stops on a dime, like looks at the dude and walks in. I was like, okay, this is the guy
Right
right
now,
here. This is the
right now
guy.
in the league, is there a quarterback in the league right now that has more aura than Jackson right now?
No,
No.
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 Not even
And
But
like,
close.
does the playoff struggles take it down a notch a little bit for you guys?
No.
No?
probably not. He's just like I don't think it takes away from his swag. I think it takes
Yeah.
away from who he is as a player.
The legacy greatness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, he's got swag, man. I want to see the dude be great. I want to see him get a
Yeah.
ring. But every single time come playoff time, Buddy turns
Yeah.
into James Harden, and it's just
That's the
like
thing. There's some players that Jonah talks about that we wouldn't be happy if we saw them win. Okay, me and Drew. But Lamar Jackson's not one of those guys. I think if he won, I think me and Drew would be actually happy. Like we like Lamar Jackson. I want to see him do well and get over the hump and take the next step. But we haven't seen it yet.
yeah.
That doesn't take away the greatness of him in the regular season, the swagger. So that was much better, Drew.
100%.
Thank you, Drew.
Another thing, I'll do it quick. I think he stays true to himself too. Like he seems like he grew up like a certain way. He stays around his people, like sticks to his roots. I like that about a dude. He's authentic.
I appreciate that.
Authentic. There
Us
we
Lamar
go.
Jackson fans appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go.
All right, next one. I think this one is gonna be a little tougher for you. And I don't know why you hate this person. Please say something nice about first ballot Hall of Famer Draymond Green.
Okay, can you stop throwing around the word hate like everywhere? First of all, like we don't.
See, this is another one. You'll be fine with this one.
Yeah,
Makes you
no,
say.
this is fine. Okay, I gotta stick to flowers. Great defender, great defender. One of the best defenders of our generation, I would say.
The best.
Um, I don't know about the
No, no,
best.
no. Just say it. Just move on. Come on, move on.
Yeah.
We don't need to debate it.
One of the best defenders of our generation. Um, he's the heartbeat of that Warriors team. Steph is obviously the best player on the team. God, I'm full of a lot of backhanded compliments. Heartbeat. He makes that engine, or he's the engine to the ship, engine to the car. Also, I love. He's very well spoken too. For as like crazy he looks and sounds sometimes in the games when he's talking all his mess to refs. When you hear him outside of the basketball game, he's actually very well spoken, like a really smart dude.
Media personality for sure.
Yeah, like he's got
Yeah,
he's got a career set after basketball
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, he also seems like just a really funny, cool dude to hang out with outside of basketball. Like I know him and LeBron, they be hanging out in the off season a little too much, some would say, but yeah, I think basketball aside, like he's awesome.
There you go. Next
Thank you,
guy.
thank you.
That was
Yeah,
good. That was good. Next guy.
yeah.
Here we go.
So
Drew, you're
Rod,
doing well.
yeah. So
Feel like I got a
Rod Wave, I knew would be
gun on
tough
my
for
head.
you. I knew Rod Wave would be tough. Lamar and Draymond a little easier. Now your last two, Drew, I think it's gonna be a little tougher for you. You ready? I need
Yeah.
you to say something nice about Jonah Cottrell's defense.
Skip.
Say something nice about my defense, because my defense has been getting a lot of smoke in this podcast for no reason. So say something nice about my defense. Go ahead.
for great reason. First of all,
Go ahead.
there's
Not a
a
compliment. Be nice. Come on.
Yeah.
okay. Mm, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go on my back for this one, dude. Um, okay, so it's so hard for me not to like. Oh man. Okay, nice. From time to time, Jonah, he okay, not from time to time. He has very good hands. Like he's very good at like
Yeah, he
picking
does.
people's
He does.
pockets. He has
He
quick
does.
hands. Now, does he ever get his hands out of his pockets? That's another story. But he has very, very good hands. Pause.
No, I know what you're saying though. He does. Jonah's
yes,
very
Thank
very
you.
good at picking your pocket. I will
Yes.
give him that.
You can't cross over in front of me. I'm taking it.
no, yeah, don't cross over in front of that guy. If he's locked in. Keyword if he's locked
Yeah,
in.
keyword.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's really all I can think of to be to
Wow,
be
that's
honest.
crazy.
I've
That's
never
it?
seen you.
Does rebounding play into this at all? Defensive
Yes.
rebounding?
I'm a
I
I'm
think
a
for a guard, Jonah's a great rebounder for
great
a defensive
rebounder.
guard.
High IQ defender. I know when to help and when not to help.
I don't know about
I,
that.
yeah,
I don't know
Yes,
about that.
okay,
absolutely.
you might know when to help, but do you help? No.
There you go. There you go.
I don't
It's a
think I've
keyword. There's just a lot of ifs with and hey, it's
yeah.
Drew. You can't say this right now, but I can. It's not my turn. I think it's just a matter of focus and the willingness to actually do it. Because there's a
Bro,
lot of times where I'm like, where is the help? And it's Jonah just standing like a cone.
bro, 90% of
Oh
defense
my
is
God.
literally just trying. Like, if you care about winning and you want to be great and you want to lock your man up, like, it's pretty easy, honestly. All you have to do is really try. Obviously, you can't teach athleticism or anything like that. But, like, all the bad defenders in the league usually don't try. True
I
or
think with
false?
Jonah, that's why I'm questioning what version of Jonah I'm gonna get in the one on one because I know Jonah's gonna get into his bag to get buckets, but is he gonna play that side of the floor against Drew? Because if not, Drew's gonna take advantage of it. So that's why I had Drew 11-10. But hey, that video of Jonah putting in work, man. If you it was a lot of offense in that in that video, man. I need to see some
Yeah.
defense. Where's the defensive slides at, man?
I didn't see no defensive slides. I didn't see no closeouts. I don't even
Not
think
worried about
Jonah's
the
done that since
we're
college.
not worried about the shot making ability here, Jonah. All right.
We've seen you on a
Come
shooting
on,
machine,
man.
man. We know you could
Yeah.
go 9 for 10 from the
Yeah.
corner.
Come on,
We're,
man.
we're not worried about that, dude. We're worried about the other end,
When
James.
when
Yeah.
I need to, I'm a great defender, and I say
All right. Well,
I don't
hey,
throw around the word great loosely. I think if it's 10-10, we're playing 5-on-5. I'm picking up the best player, and he's not scoring. I think I'm a
all
great
right.
defender when I want to.
Right here. Like Jonah, this is what Jonah said. We're gonna clip this right now. We're gonna see if this happens in the one on one because it's happening soon. We're coming
Yep.
up with dates right now. These guys are in the lab. We'll see if this comes to fruition when Jonah and Drew take the floor. All right, next question.
All right, your final one, Drew. Please say something nice about one of the best female rappers in the world, Megan the
Oh
Stallion.
my God. Oh my God.
Drew's a huge Tory Lanez guy. He's had a lot of criticism of Meg over the years. So go ahead, say something nice.
Okay, do we want to like act, like get into everything? Like
Just talk nice
Say
about her.
something nice, bro.
Give her some compliments.
okay. Uh I think she is she is a very attractive woman.
I knew that was
Um,
gonna be first. I knew it because he's not gonna talk anything about her ability to what she does for a living. You're just gonna say she's pretty.
I think she's very attractive. She put on for women rappers. Not a lot, but you know she had a cool run like in I forgot what summer it was, but she held it down. Um, I'm also a fan of her working out, like keeping her body. I know she's locked in working out every day. She seems very well she seems very motivated, you know, like she seems like you don't gotta like beg her to get out of bed and like, you know, be productive. Like she seems like a very independent woman who's very passionate as well. So
Do you have
Thank
anything to say about her music?
I have absolutely nothing to say about her music.
Hey, he was nice. That was nice, Jonah.
That was
We gotta
nice,
Yeah,
get
bro.
some
I
flowers
was.
here.
And before this, I do need to say something. Free Tory till it's backwards. Okay, they did my boy dirty. He just got stabbed 14 times in prison. Okay, for I'm not gonna say he didn't do it, but something he might possibly have not done. There's a lot of fishy stuff about the case. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole, even though I'd be very down to. But he just got stabbed 14 times, and like people are saying, like, is that a hit from Meg? Like, because have you guys been seeing a lot of the stuff that like she's been
Yeah,
saying?
but we're
Like,
talking nice right now. No conspiracy theories. We're talking
Yeah,
nice.
you're trying to put a hit on
We're
her.
trying to, yeah, come on now.
okay, all right, I told you guys, I gave you my truth about Megan Thee Stallion and some nice things about her. So
All
I
right,
feel like I was very generous with that.
Thank you, thank you.
fair enough. I think
All
that's the
right,
best. That's the best you could have
yeah,
gotten out of him
good
there.
job, Drew. All right, Vinny, you ready? You
Yeah,
ready?
Good
You
let's
ready?
luck.
go.
Good
You ready?
luck, dude. I hate this game.
You ready to talk
Honestly,
nice?
there was a few guys. There's a few guys that you said for Andrew that I thought was coming for me. So I don't know the list you're gonna
Yeah,
give
we'll
right
see.
now.
Well, it can only be 10. So,
All right.
Vinny, this is another female who you have had a lot of criticism for over the years, and
Over the years.
Hmm.
unwarranted, in my opinion. So,
Over the years.
Vinny, please say something nice about one of the best rebounders in the WNBA, Angel Reese.
Okay.
Angel Reese, talk nice, Vinny.
Okay. I think Angel I think Angel Reese has done a tremendous job building a platform for herself. Okay. I think she's figured out a way to have people who are fans of her stay engaged, but especially she's figured out a way for the people that are not her supporters stay engaged. I think that everything she does, I think deep down, she has a motive. I think she knows what she says is going to bring some backlash sometimes. And that's a compliment to her. I think that she, in her own right, is making herself more famous by the day. Okay. And like you said, for women's basketball, I think she is the greatest rebounder right now in the WNBA. I think that's a compliment I can give. She was a great college player. She won a national title, I believe, didn't she? At was that LSU? Did
Um,
she win a national title?
I don't know.
I
We can fact
think.
check that.
I
But
think
I'll
they
give her a
did.
compliment. She was part of the team that I think at least made the national title game. I think she won a national title in her junior year, but we can fact check that. And I think that at the end of the day, regardless if it gets overblown sometimes, I think the rivalry with her and Caitlin Clark is actually good for basketball. I think that it is bringing a new side that we've never really seen in the WNBA. And she's filling the seats. I mean, at the end of the day, like her, the WNBA was not getting sold out before her and Caitlin showed up. I think Caitlin has a tremendous part in that, but I think the rivalry between the two plays a major part. So that's the best I can do.
Very nice of you, Vinny.
Look at
Nice.
All right.
Vin, man.
Yeah, man.
I never thought I'd see the day where he's giving Angel
Yeah.
Reese
Yeah,
flowers,
man.
dude.
She deserves that.
All right.
Thank you, Vinny.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but yeah.
Vinny looks like he's about to throw up right now.
I'm Team Caitlin, though. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Hey,
Okay.
by the way, I rebounded for Angel Reese yesterday. Like she probably had like 14 and 10. She had a decent game.
Oh, at the Sparks game. That's right. They were
Yeah,
playing at Crypto.
yeah, warmed her up, man. She had some crazy kicks on too. Never seen them before. Nah, she yeah, like Vinny said, she's a great rebounder for sure.
Yeah, it's great.
All
All
right.
right. Next
Next
person.
one. Please talk nice about one of your guys' former coaches who've given a lot of smoke. Please talk nice about Mr. Darvin Ham.
Okay. Darvin Ham. I think I can do this one. Um, I think Darvin Ham until see, I gotta keep it nice here. Okay,
Talk
so
nice.
I think I think Darvin Ham is a to some extent. It just depends on if you have the control of the locker room. But this isn't a bad thing to say. But I think that he's known as a player's coach and that he's a motivator. Okay, I don't think he's an X's and O's guy. But like Giannis, very close with Darvin Ham. I think it's because when he was an assistant before his Lakers, 10 years head coach, he was an assistant for Bud, in their championship run. I think that he was known as a guy who was a player's coach, and similar to kind of what Phil Handy was for the Lakers when he was an assistant. Okay. I don't think Darvin Ham, he was kind of put into a tough situation in LA. I don't think he was ready necessarily to take on the magnitude of coaching LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I think if you gave him a younger team, I think Darvin Ham would have been able to transition from being an assistant to a head coach better. And I think as a compliment to him, I think if he did have a young team and he's known as a player's coach, I think maybe he could have been more successful and still had a job right now. But he's put into a tough situation, so you have to defend him a little bit. I think that he's well known around the league. I think a lot of people respect Darvin Ham. I'm not saying I'm one of them, but I'm saying a lot of people respect Darvin Ham. And you put me in a tough spot here, Jonah. I think, yeah, he's a player's coach. So that's what I got.
He was dealt a tough. He was dealt a tough hand though, going straight to the
He
Lakers.
was absolutely, and
Westbrook,
that
LeBron, and AD.
100%. That's
oh my God.
that's a tough task for a first-year head coach who's never coached as a head coach in the NBA. So I think if you give Darvin Ham a younger team, I think he may be able to bring more out of his roster and be able to kind of establish himself a little more. And at the end of the day, compliment to Darvin Ham. His first year, he went to the Western Conference Finals. It's no easy task. But there was some criticism that me and Drew had about it. Not just me and Drew, a lot of Lakers fans out there, but we won't go into it because I'm talking nice right now. But, I mean, at the end of the day, not a lot of first-year head coaches lead their team to the conference finals, so I'll give them that too.
Thank you, Vinny. Thank you.
Okay. Now, just to confirm, are you a Darvin Ham guy, Jonah, or is it just because me and Drew aren't?
I think you guys blame Darvin Ham for a lot more than he deserved.
Okay.
I think him and JJ Redick are closer than you would think.
Okay, I
say that again.
disagree.
Can you say that again?
I think Darvin Ham and JJ Redick are much closer than you would think. Darvin got his team to the conference finals.
Do you think Darvin Ham? Okay, first of all, Darvin Ham did not get the Lakers to the finals or the conference finals. It's LeBron and AD, but that's a different conversation. Do you think, do you think Darvin Ham is a good coach, a good head coach?
Yes.
You know the answer. You know the answer to that, and it's not what just came out of your mouth.
Yes. If he coached the Lakers, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Conference finals 1 year, and then what was the other year?
Swept in the first round.
Gentleman's sweep in the second year.
Just like JJ Redick did this past year. Darvin Ham's a very good coach.
All right. Well, we'll see. He's gonna get another job at some point. It might be in Milwaukee next year. So we'll see.
All right. Your third player, Vinny. Please say something nice about Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Stephen A. I used to be an actual fan of Stephen A. Smith. I think that it's gone a little overboard with his takes over the years. I think that he's entertaining. That's for one. That's a compliment to Stephen A. He's entertaining. You're never going to not be entertained, I think, by Stephen A. And he, like Angel Reese, in my opinion, knows exactly what he's saying. The whole LeBron, Stephen A., stir that we talked about on a previous episode, Stephen A. Smith knew what he was doing, I think, at the end of the day. He might have still had some actual feelings about it, and there was still some half-truth to it, but I think Stephen A. Smith knows the platform that he has. He's very good at engaging all sides, whether it's someone who supports him or someone who doesn't support him. He is the most powerful media personality right now, I think, in sports. And that's saying a lot when you still have people like Dan Patrick and other media personalities, Colin Cowherd, that are still doing it decades later. Stephen A. Smith has, I think, the biggest platform right now. That's a compliment to Stephen A. Smith. I think that Stephen A. Smith has figured out a way to, in some way, shape, or form, relate with athletes and actually have relationships with athletes. I know him and LeBron don't have a good relationship, but he's been able to be a media personality that has respect of professional colleagues, professional athletes in sports right now, because a lot of them come on his show on First Take. So that's kudos to Stephen A. Smith. And I think the biggest thing with Stephen A is that he has been able to establish himself outside of just ESPN. I mean, the Stephen A. Smith show, which is his own platform, his own show, has taken off, and he's been able to kind of have a unscripted side be shown rather than just keeping it PG for Disney and ESPN. I mean, he's able to go a little farther into being explicit on his own show, which I think is better for him because I think that brings a different side out, which a lot of people can't do. So kudos to Stephen A. He's big time, but he knows what he's doing.
Thank you, thank you.
What do you think, Drew? Did I hit some pointers there?
No, I thought you did great, man. He's
Yeah,
like a pioneer in the sports
yeah,
media world. Like he basically took like being sensational or being very dramatic about things on television and just taking it up like 20 notches. And now that
yeah.
everywhere you look on your phone, it's people, doing the same exact thing. So he's definitely a pioneer in that aspect. About the Stephen A show too. Like now he's like talking politics. Like some people
Yeah.
might say
Oh,
he's gonna
people
run for
run for
president.
president.
I'm a
Yeah.
president.
I
Could
don't
you
know about that,
imagine
but
Stephen
yeah.
A as our president, dude?
Gosh.
Oh my
I don't know if
God.
I agree with it, but I mean, he's built himself that legitimate platform for people that think, he's knowledgeable enough to lead our country. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
And he
kudos to Stephen A.
yeah. I thought you did good. He's a smart dude at the end of the day.
Very
Yeah,
smart
Like
dude.
you said,
smart guy.
he knows what he's saying, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you got two more, Vin. Your next one, you've given so much smoke over the years, both of you, but I didn't know who to give it to. I'm wearing his jersey.
Yeah, I knew you were going.
Please talk nice
Yeah.
about Mr. Beard, James Harden.
Okay. Tremendous one-on-one player. Tremendous one-on-one player. I won't say the greatest of all time in that aspect, but he's a tremendous one-on-one player. Great. His peak run were his Houston years. Like Drew said with Lamar Jackson, one of the best regular season performances we've seen, especially in this century. But I mean, really statistically, 2018 was one of the best individual seasons we've seen. Um, I think that he's a great shooter. I think people underestimate the kind of shooter James Harden is just because of the one-on-one skills and the ability to get to the rim. But he's a great shooter, and I think that James Harden. Oh, jeez, this is tough, man. This is tough. Um, he he's also done a great job, getting to the teams that he wants to play for. Okay, like he knows where he wants to go, and he seems to end up there. So kudos to James Harden, because a lot of players, let's be real, a lot of players want to go somewhere to play and they get shipped somewhere else. But it seems like wherever James Harden puts his eyes on, he ends up in that city. So he's doing something behind closed doors to get to where he wants to be. So that's awesome for James. I'm happy for him. Um, and he's a top 5 shooting guard of all time.
That's a great compliment. That's a
What do we
great
think?
thing to have on your resume, by the way.
Yeah,
Top five shooting guard of all time.
he's a Hall of
Absolutely.
Famer. First ballot Hall of Famer.
When you said he was a great shooter, I could just hear the pain in your voice, dude.
Bro.
No, that was nice, man. That was very
Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
yeah.
Thank you, Vinny.
I think it's
You're
crazy
welcome.
too. Like he'll get fat, he'll like be partying all the time, but like he always finds a way to go where he wants. And
Absolutely.
he somehow has a good relationship with the GM, even if he'll
That's a skill.
publicly,
That's a skill because,
yeah,
like I said, a lot of guys don't end up where they have a desire to go play at. So
100%. He'll
All
go to
right.
China and publicly diss his GM, and he'll still end up
yeah, yeah,
on
crazy.
whatever team he
He
wants to
said
go
Yeah,
to.
Daryl
that's
Morey is
crazy.
a liar. No, that was crazy.
To like thousands
Absolutely
of people
crazy.
who just speak no English either,
Crazy.
He
bro.
said, and I'll never play for him
Crazy.
again. That's crazy.
Crazy.
All right. And finally, Vinny, another female on your list.
Okay.
Um, you've given a lot of smoke unwarranted for sure, both of you. Please talk nice about the lovely Miss Jeannie Buss, owner of the Los
Okay.
Angeles Lakers.
Okay. So like Drew, I'll start off the bat just like Drew did with Megan. She's a beautiful woman. Okay. So she's a beautiful woman. Even at the age she's at, Jeannie's a beautiful woman. She has. I can't even say she's done that, so I won't go there. She's the owner of the greatest franchise in the NBA, and that is no easy task. So she also has, I think, the respect of the players in her organization. So I'm not saying all the fans, but I think she has the respect of she's on the same page, I think, with LeBron, I think now with Luca. So that's important as an owner to have those relationships with your best players. I think she had it with Anthony Davis. I don't know if she still does after what happened in February, but I think that she has a good relationship with the players. Um, I think that she has done her best in her mind, whether it's the truth or not, to try to carry on her father's legacy, and that's no easy task. And then the biggest comment I'll say is that when the Lakers were in a really down point, and I think it was in around 2016, 2017, kind of post Kobe era, and they were just in a really dark point. I think she had majority of the ownership stake, and she stepped in and, in her mind, felt it was best for her organization to take over completely instead of her brothers who were running the organization at the time. And as a sister, and I think she's a younger sister, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. But as a sister, when your brothers are running the organization, that's a whole family feud. That's not easy to do. And she stepped in and tried to do what was best for the Lakers. And whether it's turned out to be that way or not, I give credit to her because that's not an easy thing to do. And I think it took guts to make that trade for Luca, and I think the Lakers are in a much better spot now going forward for the foreseeable future. So credit to Jeannie Buss.
Wow.
Wow, Vince.
Bravo, man. I never
Yeah,
thought you'd hear
never
those words.
never
Like,
thought I would hear that one. I thought you would struggle a little more with her, to be honest.
I was That wasn't easy. I won't say that was an easy thing to do. Look, like at the end of the day, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm hoping that Jeannie does well because like she's not selling the team anytime soon. Like I think we can all agree on that. So if I have more good things to say about Jeannie Buss, then that's for the better because then the Lakers are in a good position. Because all I care about is the Lakers winning, and I think that the struggles have been a result of the front office decisions, but I'll give some flowers to Jeannie Buss. I guess she deserves some. So
She
hopefully
deserves it.
hopefully I have more to say in the years to come.
How many rings does
That was
Genie have?
difficult. That was difficult for me. I'm just gonna make that clear.
Wait,
hey, I also think she handled I love the way she handled like the Kobe situation and how like she goes out of her way to make
She
sure
honored
like
she honors legacies. I'll give her that.
yeah, and like Kobe still has a large presence like in
100%.
like what the Lakers do today, the
That's what I'm saying.
statue.
She has a good relationship with like the stars that have been there while she's been, because she kind of took it over, in the process of Kobe's transition. So yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I think she's done a great job with that. So
And to answer your question, Jonah, she has one championship as like the actual owner of the Lakers.
Oh, that's it? Thought she had more.
yeah.
Yeah, because her dad was still the owner back in 2010.
Oh.
And that's a tough task to take on the realm of
Yeah,
the Lakers after her dad, which is
yeah,
regarded as like the greatest owner
yeah.
ever
So
up there. So
yeah.
shout out Jeannie, man.
All right, well, I'm glad
Shout
we
out to her.
started off this pod with a lot of feel good. You guys got to get some good emotions out. So now I
Hold
got
on, before we go into the critical, I wanna. I got one player. Drew, do you have somebody that Jonah can say something nice about since we're just feeling good and we're just on
Yeah,
happy vibes?
I do have a
all right.
couple. Yeah.
All right.
All
Go
right, you
ahead.
you give me you give me one and I'll
Go
I'll
ahead.
fire one off too.
Hey, I
All
love
right.
I love everybody. It's gonna be easy. Go ahead.
Yeah, ELE baby, everybody love everybody. Shout out Will Ferrell.
All right. Well, there's a couple that came to my mind. I would love to hear you spread some positivity and really give this man flowers because every single time his name comes up, you always seem to just hate on him, trash on him, and I'm sick and tired of it. I want to hear something nice. Anthony Davis.
Mm,
Oh
that's a
man,
good one. That's a
that's
good
so
one.
easy. I love Anthony Davis, man.
Stop
Anthony
it. Stop
Okay.
it.
Anthony Davis is one of the most talented players to ever play in the NBA. High school number one ranked player, college dominated, one and done, tremendous defender, uh, very, very great teammate. I think LeBron really loved, if you ask LeBron, that's probably one of his favorite teammates ever. Um, do I think he's a number one option? No. So do I think they're gonna win in
Talking
God's
nice here,
time?
Jonah. We're talking nice.
I think yeah, he's a very good defender. Like if he can guard 2 through 5 pretty decently. So I think he's a very good defender. Very good touch around the rim. I like his floater game. He's really good
He does
touch.
have a good floater. No, he does have a good floater. I've always
He
thought that with
does,
AD.
yeah.
Like he
Really
had a
good
soft
touch.
touch around the rim for sure.
Um, yeah, talented player, works pretty hard.
Champion
So
too, right, Jonah? Champion.
champion as a number
Yeah.
two option. Um,
Okay. Okay, dude.
yeah, one of the
You made
most
the rules of this game, man. Come on.
Yeah.
that was nice.
No, but you're saying stuff that's so like
Yeah, there's some
you know
backhand
what you're
compliments in
saying.
there.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
I love Anthony Davis, man. He's so talented.
Okay.
There's
Very
All right.
good
And
player.
I want to fire. I'll
Top
fire one
top
off.
12 player in the NBA for sure.
All right. I'll fire one off, and then you can go into the next transition of the game. So we talked about pioneers earlier, and this person is a pioneer. You look up pioneer in the NBA dictionary. This guy might be at the top of the list. He's definitely top five. I want you to say something nice about the logo, Jerry West, as a player,
As
not
a
just as an executive. We know what he was as an executive, okay?
as
As a
a
player, give me
player,
something nice about Jerry West.
um, I think he made a half court shot one time, and that gave him the Mr. Clutch nickname. So that's a big time shot. Not a lot of people could say they made a like a half court buzzer beat or whatever it was. Um, I think he was a really hard worker. He made the most out of his limited, God-given abilities in terms of height, athleticism, speed, quickness, agility, all those kinds of things. So I think he really made the most of his abilities. Um, Pretty good shooter, especially for that time. I've seen a lot of
Great
clips of.
shooter. Great shooter. He scored over 25,000 points, and there wasn't even a 3-point line, Jonah. Come on.
I'm talking. He's a very good shooter. He had a really good touch off the bank. I saw him shoot a lot of bank shots. Um, yeah, man. He just played in a tough era dominated by big. So I think, he didn't win as much as one would think if you're the logo of the NBA, but that's not really his fault. So he really worked hard to maximize his limited abilities. So props to Jerry
Because
West.
he was white. Is that what you're saying?
What?
Is that what you're saying? Wait,
What are you
what is he
talking about?
limited with? What do you mean
Uh,
limited
I
capabilities?
said in terms of height,
What
athleticism, speed, quickness, agility, like he wasn't a freak athlete. He's not John Morant. He's not
Yo,
John
I'm
Morant.
just trying to clarify.
yo, that was
Clarify.
not on my
He's
bingo
not John
card
Morant.
of how Vinny was gonna take that,
Come on,
man.
Vinny. I don't see color. We know that, man. Jerry
Okay,
West.
all
Shout
right.
out Jerry
I'm
West.
just checking. I'm just checking. All
He's
right, I'll give you that.
for whatever reason they chose him as the logo. I'm sure nothing
It's a
had.
cool logo too.
Yeah,
I like the NBA logo. I think it's a cool logo.
it's a decent logo. But props to Jerry West. Shout
All
out.
right, now
Salute.
before you go into the next stage of the game, I just want your quick answer. Don't even have to explain. Who did better in the first round, me or Drew? Who did a better job talking nice?
I think overall, Vinny, you had less criticisms. Drew had a lot of backhanded compliments in there, especially with Raw Wave, Meg, my defense. Drew was kind of
Okay.
a
All
lot of
right.
backhanded compliments.
All right. We'll see what happens now next stage. So get into it, Jonah.
All right, so now I want you guys to talk critical, and I'm gonna start off with Andrew. I got 5 people that you have. I don't know if I've ever heard you say a critical word about these people. So, so it's time. And he was recently brought up in discussion, so a great transition.
Oh
Drew,
Lord, I know where this is going.
please say something critical about the one and only Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant.
Um,
No compliments, just criticism.
asking
Disrespect.
me to criticize the second greatest shooting guard, huh?
Mhm.
Um, okay, I think um his leadership style didn't always rub the right way with some of his teammates. Like some really good teammates too, like Dwight Howard. I think like there definitely could have been something there. I mean, obviously Kobe tore his Achilles after that, but I think he definitely could have been a little bit more open-minded on how to like connect with teammates and try to get the best out of them. That's one thing I think LeBron does a really good job of. But yeah, I think that hard-nosed like refusal kind of to do any other way but my way hurt him a little bit, especially with a lot of his teammates. Um,
What about on the
man,
court? What about on the court?
I mean that is on the court though.
No, that's in the
Being
locker
a
room.
leader.
Locker room. Talk about his game.
Um,
Come on, Drew. Bro, everyone can get criticism about their game.
like bro,
Especially him.
especially
Why is
Kobe.
we're not going into that. Don't go.
Okay,
No, we're talking. No, we're not doing that.
so
That's a whole different can of beans.
some would say he took too many shots or too many bad shots.
Good. That's where you should have gone with that. I like that.
But okay, we're not gonna do buts. Yeah,
I
I
can do it.
think
I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't worry.
yeah, I think sometimes he took some questionable shots over, three defenders or whatever. He definitely could have made the quote unquote right play a couple times more. But that's also just having the most believe in yourself because you know how much you work and compared to all the other guys. And he's in the gym 10 hours a day. He's taking that shot thousands of times the day before. And he knows that the other guys around him have not because he's been at the gym the whole time. So I think there was definitely reasoning behind why he took those questionable shots. But yeah, you could say sometimes he got in a little trouble trying to do it all himself. But it also made him great.
So I'm gonna go just because this isn't my turn right now. Did anyone read this book by
Yep.
any chance? He talks about in the book specifically about the taking of tough shots. Okay, and the main thing about that was that he didn't trust a lot of his teammates. Why? Because strictly not just because of their talent on the court, because their work ethic off the court, Jonah. Okay, so that's the but. Kobe said, "Why would I pass you the ball if I don't trust you and the work you put in outside of the game?" Because he puts in the most work. I think we can agree Kobe's the hardest worker we've seen in basketball. I don't think there's an athlete, in my opinion, that we've seen that wanted it more, worked for it longer than Kobe for 20 years. And the big thing with that is that he saw teammates every day show up 5 minutes before practice and leave right when practice ended. When Kobe's been drenched in sweat for 3 hours and then sweat for another 2 hours after. Okay. So those teammates that have questioned, his passing ability and moving the ball, taking selfish shots are the same teammates that Kobe just didn't trust. So that's the but.
Yep.
But also that book, you guys, if you haven't read it, it's a great book. It really unlocks a different side of just the way you think about sports. Great book. So
There
I just
was
had to point that
reasoning.
out.
Yeah, there was
There was
reasoning
reasoning behind
behind
it. It
why
wasn't
he
just taking the shot. Kobe felt why me taking a shot with two guys on me is a better shot than passing to someone who I don't trust because they don't put in the work. So there you go. Next, you can go. You can go now, John.
Yeah, any,
Great
any
book,
more
though.
any more
Great book.
criticism Drew? Because that sounded like a lot of love.
Bro, we're talking about the second greatest shooting guard of all time. Like there's a reason why he's the second greatest shooting guard of all time. There's not a
Hey,
lot of
you
holes he
just
had
said
in
you
his
need some
game.
criticism. You didn't say how much criticism.
All
Go to the
right.
next guy.
All right. Nice guy.
Rest in peace. Let the man rest in peace. Come on.
Yeah, God damn, Jonah. Talk about a hater, dude. Jeez.
Hey, I love Kobe. Shout out Bean, man. All
All right,
right.
here we go.
Drew, please say something critical about your favorite quarterback, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Uh, all right.
That's a good one. That's a
Obviously,
good one, Jonah. I
obviously,
like that one,
yeah,
Jonah.
dude. Obviously, I think he's probably like a top two most talented quarterback of all time.
Critical.
But his ability to not only perform but take it to the next level in huge games, especially come playoff time, like more consistently and kind of just be able to will his team to a win, definitely hurts his legacy incredibly. I think he has all the talent to be the greatest ever, but unfortunately, when you only have one ring next to your name to account for, that definitely hurts the legacy. I just he didn't have that. It seemed like his personality a little bit too, kind of um like he seemed like he would like pout a little bit sometimes when, if his teammates weren't doing anything in big moments or like he kind of played a victim card a little bit. Instead of like a guy like Tom who's like, no, we're gonna find a way.
Put it on
Like,
me. Yeah.
yeah,
Points
exactly.
fingers. He points some
Yeah,
fingers. Yeah.
yeah. So I definitely think um his leadership skills, that might be the reason why he doesn't have like 5 rings, honestly. But I think his for as talented of a player as he is, his leadership skills are not in the same um ballpark as yeah. So I think that's probably the biggest criticism I can make. I think all of the criticism you can make about Aaron Rodgers is off the field.
I like it, Drew. That was good.
All right, I'll
Come
take
on, Jonah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
That
That
was good.
that
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 was
took a
good.
lot out of
That,
me.
that did.
I'll
That
take
did
it.
because we've heard Drew defend Aaron Rodgers to the highest extent.
Man, he's like his attorney.
He should have
He
been
was
the
still
GOAT.
he was still after I think when he was with the Bucks after they beat them in the playoffs, he beat Aaron Rodgers. Drew was still somehow defending Aaron Rodgers' legacy after that game. So good job, Drew.
All right.
Man.
Next one, a Laker who every time I bring him up and criticize him, you get upset. I can see it in your eyes. You just defend this man, and I don't know why. He hasn't deserved it, in my opinion. So
Can I
please,
say the person? Can I say the person I think
go
you're
ahead,
going
Vinny.
for?
Go ahead. I
Is
know
is
you
he the-
know.
is he our number one, number three option in the NBA
Yes,
right now?
absolutely unwarranted,
Oh,
overrated.
the
Please
best number three
criticize
option in the league.
Drew. Please criticize Mr. Austin Reeves. With by the way, he has no accolades next to his name. If you look up on Wikipedia, he hasn't done anything. Go ahead, Drew.
Man, I had no idea this was gonna happen when you said you're gonna do a discussion about criticizing players we like.
Go ahead.
Um, okay, Austin Reeves. One, I think historically he's been very good in the playoffs. I think this year he probably had his worst playoffs in his stint as a Laker.
Which was
Um,
huge though because he had the biggest like responsibility
yeah,
to uphold. Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
do that, Vinny. Go ahead, Drew.
No, that's a bad thing. Like he should have stepped up
No,
when we needed
yeah.
him most, and
Okay,
he didn't.
okay,
That's a criticism.
Like
okay.
he had more keys this time,
Yeah,
and
yeah. And
he's
he didn't show up. Didn't
yeah.
start the car. Yeah.
Exactly. But I do think that a big reason why the Lakers have struggled is because since he's been there in the playoffs, we've always had two guards who are good on offense, but neither of them could defend. Um, and he can take on the role of being a serviceable defender. Like he usually ends up guarding the Jamal Murrays. Like he'll do all right. He's not going to do great, but that takes a lot out of him on the offensive end. It seems like in those series whenever he has to guard the best perimeter defender, like we inside with the Wolves, like when he started, like with the starting lineup, he was matched up against Ant. But it seems to take a lot out of him, and it shows up offensively too. I think that's why he struggled this year in the playoffs, and I want to see more out of him defensively in the future. I think he's not a bad defender. He tries, which is respectable and commendable. Um, but
He
with
tries, but he's a bad defender. I think.
you think he's bad?
I
I
think he's a
think
bad defender, but
I
I think
think
he
his
has. I think he has the ability to become a better defender though, because I don't think he's like. I mean, he's not small. I mean, he's 6'5". He's a decent wingspan. I think he could become a decent defender,
hey
but I don't think right now he is.
he takes a lot of charges. But yeah, I want to see more I want to see more from him on the defensive end and being able to do both score 20 and give you 5 and 5 while also playing really good defense. I don't know if that's more of a problem with how the roster is built because he has to guard the best dude on the perimeter. But yeah, I think that's probably my biggest criticism of Austin Reeves.
I'm not taking that, Drew. That sounds like a lot of excuses. You said he's tired from playing defense, that he can't contribute. Criticize Austin Reeves. Assume he's full energy. Criticize him. What does he not do well?
I mean, offensively, like I said, offensively, he does everything pretty damn good. Like he didn't shoot the ball well in the playoffs, did not at all. I think his defensive capabilities like need to be shown more and improved. I think that's the biggest criticism you can make of him. He's not a great defender, not a good defender. Like, yeah, is that not valid?
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Sometimes, okay, I'll give you another one too. Sometimes I think he takes some like stupid kind of like
I
heat
agree.
checks.
I was hoping you were gonna go there. I think
I
sometimes his game awareness of just trying getting too caught up in the moment affects the impact of the game sometimes, especially in the playoffs.
like
I was waiting for that.
yeah, like he'll take like he'll take a three dribble pull up three like step back
Yeah.
like in a big moment like in the fourth quarter. Let's say like there's 5 minutes left. And he ends up rimming it out, and it's like, dude, that was a terrible shot. Like we've seen you make it, but like we can't be taking that type of shot right now. I think sometimes his um his killer instinct hurts him a little bit because he's not as talented as a lot of those dudes who have that instinct but are able to do it. So yeah, shot
Yeah.
taking definitely is questionable sometimes, especially in big moments.
I
All right.
mean,
Let's
I'll take
give
it.
it to him.
I'll
Get
take
go to
it.
the next one. Give it to him, Jonah. Come
All
on.
right, the next one, Drew, is a person who gets zero smoke from you guys about not having any championships. Um, please criticize Mr. Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. All right. Well, yeah, first of all, no rings. Um, he hasn't been able to outperform like a top five player in the playoffs like ever. I think that's probably the reason why he doesn't have a ring. Like he's been a top five player in his career for like probably what, like maybe like 8 years, we could say. Not now, obviously, but I'm saying in his prime, like
Wait,
he was in the top five ish.
who?
Chris Paul,
Top five point guards?
no, like
I don't think he was
players.
top five, but I think he was at his peak. He was a top 10 guy for sure.
Chris
Yeah,
Paul has never in his life been a top five player in the NBA. That's crazy.
you don't think so?
Not
I
one,
think top
not one
10.
day.
I think top 10.
Okay, let's say top 10, but he was never able to like outperform any of, let's say, the top five guys in the playoffs. Like he never had his moment. I also just think he was definitely very too passive in big games too. Like sometimes I would be watching him. I'd be like, why aren't you shooting the ball right now, dude? There's 2 minutes left. Like your team hasn't scored in 3 minutes, and you're passing it out to JJ Redick. Like we need a bucket right now. And I definitely think him being passive, being a true point guard hurt him a little bit because I think he would have went further if he decided to score the ball more. And also you're gonna like this, Jonah. I think he's dirty. I think he's a dirty
Thank you.
player.
Thank you.
I hate to
Yeah, he
say
is.
it,
He is. He
but
is.
like he is a little dirty player. That's one of those guys where like I would be infuriated playing against. Like
Thank
just
you.
all the little cheap shots. I think he could be a little corny sometimes. So I he's got a really big head, I think, too.
Thank you.
Um, but yeah, I think he does a very good job at hiding his like how dirty of a player he is. Like he's nasty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nasty.
You got anything to add about Mr. Chris, Vinny?
No, I think Drew nailed it on the head. I think that I don't know if this is so much of a knock towards Chris Paul, but it seemed like in a lot of big moments, in big playoff stretches, is it just me or did it seem like he was hurt a lot? I don't know.
Thank
Seemed like
you.
Always had a strained
he had some
hammy.
injuries.
We
Yeah,
would
he
have
always
had a
had some
ring.
injuries.
We would have had a ring in Houston if Chris Paul
But
didn't get hurt.
but yeah, I think that's a big one just because like he had such a big responsibility in Houston and LA and seemed like he had some injuries, but I mean that's kind of out of his control. But I feel like some of the injuries he did have, which is the bigger knock, is that other players would have played through it.
Mm.
This is the
Like you
first
said,
time I heard you guys
the
say that.
strained hamstring.
We
I
just
think
saw
Obi would have been
Shout
playing.
out,
we
So
just
shout
saw
out Aaron
Aaron
Gordon.
Gordon. Yes.
Yeah. By
yeah,
the
so
way, hats
that's probably the
hats
big
off
knock.
to
Like having the killer instinct to play through the injuries because of the magnitude of the game that is going on, the playoffs. You know.
Thank you. That right there is the reason I started disliking Chris Paul. You got to play through some of
Yeah.
those injuries.
So
All right, and finally, Drew, please criticize Mr. J. Cole, Jermaine Cole.
see, like I feel like it's way harder to J. Cole. Okay, he's easy to criticize, I feel like. But like the artists before were definitely a lot harder to criticize or give love to. Um, okay, one, I think sometimes um people get tired of you're gonna Jonah. I already know what Jonah's saying. I'm about to say it. I think sometimes he gets a little too political, like in his raps, and like people kind of get tired of like hearing that super deep, like I don't even know the right word to describe it, but you guys know what I'm saying. He gets very
Yeah.
political, and
Yeah.
like it could get repetitive, and sometimes people just want to hear a good song,
Yeah.
like
Just hear a good song, hear him rap.
yeah,
Yeah.
like have good like sound value and not just all lyrics. So I do think his devotion to being a great lyricist hurts him sometimes. Um with the whole Kendrick and Drake thing, I get why he deleted the 7 minute drill, but I do think he should have just said screw it, and like he's been talking about it for a while now. He's the best. He should have at the end of the day he should have kept his 7 minute drill out there. I think he should have went head to head with the two other goats. You've been saying it your whole career that you're the best, and like you want all the smoke. Like why duck it? So I think that's probably my second biggest criticism of J. Cole.
Thank you, Drew.
That
It's
wasn't
great.
bad.
It's
All
great
right.
to hear all those
Good.
criticisms. Great to hear.
It's
Not bad. Not bad, Drew. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that makes me feel good.
great to hear the criticism. It's crazy. That's how you know Joe's a generational hater, man.
All right, Vinny, I got some old
Yes.
heads for you, Vinny, because
Okay.
you're one of those guys that like the previous generations. You just
I
got nothing
respect it.
bad
I
to
respect.
say. Yeah.
I respect what's come before, man. Come
All
on.
right, so we'll start it off with I can't imagine what you're gonna say about this person. Vinny, please criticize the one and only, the legendary Irvin Magic Johnson.
Okay. Oof. That's a tough one. Um,
I got one.
Irvin Magic Johnson. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah, there's a
I'm not
couple
going
things you
there.
can say,
I'm
Vinny.
not going there, Drew. I'm not going there,
I
Drew.
didn't say it. I just said I got one. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
All right. I hope. All right. I don't. I'm not gonna say what I think Drew is talking about, but strictly from a basketball stand. Am I just talking about a player, or can I just talk about the life that just Magic Johnson in general?
You can talk about the man.
Okay. I don't think. First of all, Magic Johnson. I'll finish with the player stuff at the end. I'm gonna just talk about stuff after. He was a terrible head coach in the NBA. Terrible. I think he coached. It was in the '90s, and he coached the Lakers. Took them over for a little bit, and they were just horrendous. And he had to step down like halfway through the year. They were just so bad. So not a good head coach. Didn't carry over well. Trying to transition into that. Um, Not a good executive. Um, I think he took it over. Everyone was really excited, and the only thing that he did well was, I think, the D'Angelo Russell trade that got the Timothy Mozgov contract out was a good thing that he did. But that's really it. I think LeBron was going to come to LA regardless. I don't think that the Magic Johnson meeting with him, right when free agency opened was like the shift for LeBron to come to LA. I think LeBron was coming to LA regardless because that was a business decision for LeBron James. Also coming to the Laker brand. I don't think Magic had anything to do with it personally. So I don't think he was a great executive. He quit on the Lakers right before the season ended, coming into a huge offseason. They still got Anthony Davis without him. So not a good executive, not a good head coach. He also, I don't know if you guys know this, he tried to have his own late night talk show. Did any of you guys know this?
No.
Mhm.
So in the '90s, Magic Johnson, you guys can look it up. He tried to have his own, late night with Jimmy
Jimmy
Fallon, all that
Kimmel,
stuff, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. So he tried to have his own show, and it was terrible. It did not last. It got canceled pretty early on with whatever network he was with, because everyone thought Magic Johnson, TV personality, he can have his own talk show. It was terrible. So that's another thing that Magic doesn't do well. But I know that Jonah wants me to talk about the basketball side of things with Magic. So I think early on in his career, Magic was not a great shooter. I don't think he ever was really a good 3-point shooter. Um, So I'll give you that, Jonah. I don't think he was a great shooter, but he ended up becoming a good shooter, and he was always a good free throw shooter. But he wasn't a 3-point specialist by any means. Um, but I mean, if you really look at Magic, I mean, he's very complete player. I mean, how many guys are 6'9" that can handle the ball, have the court awareness and game awareness that Magic Johnson had, and can be able to control the pace of game like he was able to? So I'll give you the shooting, but he's a pretty complete basketball player. So, but I give you other things to criticize.
Yeah, there's a lot of compliments there at the end, but I'll let it slide.
Nah, you dug deep with the show and like
Yeah.
Go look it
I
up. Go
didn't
look
know
it up.
about that.
Go
I
look
didn't
it up. It
I
didn't.
didn't
It didn't
even
work.
I didn't even know he was a coach. Is that right after he got diagnosed?
It was, I believe, I don't know exactly if I have the timeline right, but it was either because he came back in, I think, the 95, 96 season, the year before they got Shaq. He came for like half a season to play. It was either the season before that he coached or the season, I think, yeah, it was the season before he came back in 96. He tried being the coach, was terrible. And then a year later, he came back and ended up playing for half a season. So,
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
yeah, the Lakers were not in a good place at all. He just didn't have the ability to lead them as a head coach. It lasted, I think, maybe 15 games. It was a short stint for sure. Go look it up. Go look that up, and go look Magic Johnson trying to have his own late night talk show. They both were flops. So
All right, your next person, Vinny. Um, I don't really know why I put this person on the list, to be honest, but I just never heard him criticized, and I've heard you speak glowingly about him.
okay.
And I would love to hear you share some criticisms about Mr. Ernie Johnson from TNT.
Ernie Johnson. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Ernie Johnson. What is Ernie? Why does
Dude,
Ernie get to catch strays out here?
why do you
Bro,
want to hear some criticism about Ernie
That is
that's
Johnson?
why. This is why, bro. Anyone can get criticized, bro. And anytime Ernie's brought up, and
why are you giving me
I
the
love
responsibility?
because because Ernie's a baseball guy, basketball guy.
He is. He is. Yeah, these are compliments. He has
Yeah.
range, dude.
So go ahead and share some criticism, respectful criticism
Okay.
about Mr. Ernie Johnson.
All right. I mean, I don't know. You got to fact check this, but he seems like a little shorter because he's on TV with Chuck and Shaq every day. So maybe he's short. he's he's balding, but he's old. So I guess you could say that. Um, Criticize. Okay, he's good, but I wouldn't say he's a great play-by-play announcer because he does do baseball games. I wouldn't say he's a great play-by-play guy. He's more of a studio host, and I think he's one of the greatest studio hosts that we have. But to criticize, I think that his bread and butter is to be in the studio, not behind the mic of a play-by-play. So if you guys had any opportunity, he does. He has in the last few years, but in the past, he's done games on TBS for the playoffs for MLB. I don't think he's. I think there's better people that could be in the booth than Ernie, but I mean, it's not like he's not holding his own. He does. Um, I don't know,
Most
dude.
random,
Ernie Johnson.
cool, the
Ernie
most
Johnson.
likable, the greatest
Yeah,
like sports anchor ever.
dude. You know this guy beat. He had blood clots and like got through it and came back and was
Hey, I love
back in a
Ernie,
few
man.
months. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
the
That's all I'm
dude's
saying about Ernie Johnson. Stop it.
yeah, the dude's like son
Stop it.
died like when he was
Nah,
young. Like, geez, Jonah,
All
nah,
right.
I'm not doing
Hey, I
that.
didn't say
ruthless,
anything.
man.
I just brought him up. Another person who I have criticized, but he's absolutely a legend. I don't think I've ever heard you criticize this man. It's gonna hit home for you. This one might be a little tough for you.
Hit
Please,
home for me.
yeah. Please share some criticisms, respectful criticism, of course, about the one and only Mr. Vin Scully.
Stop it. You
Legendary,
disrespectful.
The
legendary
dude,
talker.
the dude
So,
is named after him, and you ask him to criticize him?
all right. I don't know if I can do it, but Dad, if you're watching out there, just turn the video off for
Wait, are you named
30
after Vin
seconds.
Scully?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. That
I
is
didn't
why
know
I'm
that.
named this.
That's crazy.
Yes, I am.
Go
So,
ahead.
so Dad, if you're watching, just turn this off. All right.
Sorry, John.
Yeah. Um, dude, I don't know if I can say a bad thing about Vince Scully. Um, he's criticized this himself. He was not a good baseball player. For as great as he was in the booth, Vin Scully admits that he was not a good baseball player back in 1937 or whenever it was. So I guess I could say that he said he was not a good baseball player. And here's a good critique. I'm not going to say anything bad about Vin Scully in the booth. I mean, he's the greatest broadcaster in sports history. I'm going to say that right now.
See, that's
But
why.
but Vin Scully, do you disagree with that?
Yes.
67 year. Who's greater?
I like let me come back to that.
Okay,
Hubie
so
I'll
Brown.
come
whoever
back
you're
to
going to say, I bet if you ask
I
that
like
person, they would say Vin Scully. So
Hubie's
um,
up there.
Shake Kern.
Hubie better than Vin Scully? Stop it.
Bro, I
We're
love
clipping
it.
this.
I love
We're
Vince Scully,
clipping this.
but bro, you gotta admit he like it wasn't super exciting.
What?
Like
He's the
he was
greatest
kind
story,
of
dude. The ability that he could tell a story while giving you the exactly what's happening in the game if you're listening on a radio, not even watching the television, like no other. But I'll give you this. He would have been a terrible baseball scout. So the reason why I say this is that he told a story one time while he's broadcasting a game, keep in mind, okay? No one could really do that, but while he's broadcasting a game, do you guys know who Sandy Koufax is? I'm hope arguably the greatest left-handed pitcher ever. And back in the 50s, there there was a tryout going on, and the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time were holding tryouts, and there was this left-handed pitcher came over, and he was like really scrawny, looked like he just came from the beach, was a surfer, and Vince Scully was out there watching, and he saw this kid throw a bullpen, and he couldn't throw a strike. Vince Scully was like, "Yeah, this is a one. Never going to see this kid again," and it ended up becoming Sandy Koufax, who was the greatest left-handed pitcher to ever live, arguably. So he admits, he goes, "I would never be able to be a good baseball scout. Couldn't judge talent." So obviously, the Dodgers saw something in Sandy, and it worked out. So that's all I'm going to say.
There. Yep.
Thank you, Vinny. That was good. That was good.
Disrespectful. That is the
I
greatest of
know.
all time.
That was good.
Undisputed.
Literally named after the
Undisputed.
guy. Disrespected me.
Wow.
Yeah,
So much.
I learned something new today. I didn't know you were named after him.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Keep it in your home of baseball.
Okay.
Please share some criticisms about Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
I knew this one was coming. Ooh, this one's tough. Okay. See, it's tough because like you can knock him about, he has the injuries on the pitching side, like he was signed as a two-way player and he's had 2 Tommy John surgeries, but he's the only freaking player in baseball that hits and pitches. So like you can't really criticize the guy because when he does pitch, he's the only guy that can do that. So I guess in the 7 years now, I think he came in 2018. 7 years he's been in the MLB. I think he's only been healthy for maybe 3 or 4 of them as a pitcher. So I guess I can criticize that. But he just threw the live pitchers this week, so he's coming back soon. Just keep in mind. So I'll give you that. He's had some arm injuries, but I mean he's still in the lineup every day hitting. I think there's a little too much swing and miss in Shohei. I think if he really wanted to invest in just being a contact hitter, he could hit 330, 340, but he knows that his bread and butter is the power. So I think he gives up a little bit trying to, get the bat head out in front and hit one into the seats. So I think there's a little much swing and miss. His strikeout numbers are up a little higher than you'd want to see in a leadoff hitter, but
Hey,
he's still going to hit you.
can I give you 2
Okay.
points? What
Sure.
about one, how he got to the Dodgers, and 2, what about that whole gambling situation?
Yeah, I was gonna say tough
Okay.
relationship with the translator, huh?
So I guess if you want to say I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that the guy actually gambled. Okay. He was found innocent. And this guy that is taking the fall is facing up to 30 years in prison. I don't think the guy is just covering for his buddy Shohei. Who's going to sit in prison for 30 years? I mean, that's going to be this guy's whole life. He's already up 40 something years old. So I'm not going to go there, but I mean, I guess he was dumb enough to trust this guy to have access to like his personal stuff. Like maybe have some better judge of character, but I'm talking more of the baseball side of things. And in terms of the Shohei Ohtani contract, the 10 years, 700 million deferred, 38 million a year. So he's only getting paid $2 million a year right now for the next 8 years. He brought that that was him bringing that contract to every team that he met with. So he met with the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Blue Jays, among others. Okay. He brought that over to see if teams would agree to that. And most of them did. Okay. But what people don't really talk about enough, which is out there, it's facts. After these meetings with the teams, he brought it back to the Angels and said, this is where we're at right now. And he had discussions with Artie Moreno, owner of the Angels, and said, do you want a further discussion? And the Angels opted out of it. They said no. They didn't want to do the 10 years deferred money. So the Angels opted out of that contract, so you can eliminate them. So it came down to Shohei deciding, because every team was going to agree to the contract that he wanted, which was the deferred money, which gives flexibility to whatever team he has to win. Okay. And he ended up picking the Dodgers for multiple reasons. One, it was that the Dodgers can offer the best destination for other players to come play with the money flexibility. And two, it's the most marketable place for Shohei. I mean, he's now the most marketable player that this game has ever seen. And it wouldn't be because if he went to another organization, I think the Dodgers have figured out a way to market him unlike any other athlete. And that was why it was a business decision for Shohei. And it's proven to work. I mean, they've already won a championship, and he's the most global athlete in baseball. So you can't say that the Dodgers were rigged to do that. They were given the same cards, same hand that the other teams were dealt, and the Dodgers were the most attractable destination for Shohei. So I'm not going to go there.
I didn't know he went back to the Angels with that same
He
offer
went
though.
back to the
That's
Angels.
that
He went back to the Angels, and it wasn't necessarily if you guys match it, I'll sign with you, but it's do you want to continue discussions? I've been with you for 6 years, and the Angels decided not to. It's out there. You can go look it up.
wow.
Do your homework, Jonah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of Shohei love, to be honest, but it's
Hey,
okay.
I told you the arm injuries, there's a little bit swing and miss because I think he sells out for the power. I mean, there's some things you can critique, but at the end of the day, the guy last year at 310 and went 50-50, okay? I
Yeah.
mean, and he
Yeah.
pitches, so
Dude, you're giving
greatest player in baseball.
you're giving these guys that criticize who like have like no holes in their games.
Yeah.
If they
No.
do, it's like very small.
Yeah.
Like you're talking
Yeah.
about the
Oh.
best dude in baseball, the second greatest shooting guard ever. Like there's not a lot of things that these guys are bad at.
Yeah.
Vince
Yeah.
Scully,
So,
Ernie.
yeah,
Dude.
that's the biggest one. Out of this whole game, you still have another player to name, but out of this whole game, the fact that you put Hubie Brown in the same discussion as Vince Scully was just so disrespectful to me.
No,
Because
it's
Hubie
not.
Brown, he's a color analyst. He doesn't even do play-by-play. He speaks for every 2 minutes, and I love Hubie Brown, but
Yeah.
Vince Scully was so
Not
great that he had a booth to himself. How many broadcasters can you say had a booth to themselves? No color guy, okay? He did everything on the TV, on the radio. It didn't matter. Vince Scully's a GOAT, and that's undisputed. But you can say the next
I
guy.
mean, I love Vince Scully. I remember him on KCAL 9 when I used to watch the Dodgers. Yeah.
KCAL 9, bro. Prime ticket.
Sir, come on.
Yep. Yep.
All right. For your final person, Vinny, please share
Okay.
some respectful criticisms about the lovely one and only Miss Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Yo, this list is
Caitlin Clark.
comedy, by the way.
I had a feeling this was going to show up just because of the Angel Reese earlier. So, Caitlin Clark. Okay. I don't. Okay. Let's think about it real quick. So, I think there is sometimes. Okay, I don't watch the WNBA. Okay, I'm not gonna act like I do that. Okay, I'm Team Caitlin, but there's a perception out there. Drew? Do you watch the WNBA? I know you work for the Sparks, but like,
I'm not like I wouldn't say I watch all the teams like very
Yeah.
a lot, but I'm definitely ever since I started working with the Sparks, I'm like a lot more
So
tempted.
tell me this, and if it's true, then I'll consider this criticism. But if it's not, then I'll try to come up with something else. There's a perception out there that she is a little bit of a dirty player. Do you think that's true, or do you think that's just them trying to put an image on Caitlin because they can't come up with anything else?
No, I don't think she's a dirty player.
You don't think she's a dirty player?
I think it's a product of don't get me I think Caitlin Clark has bad fans, and I think Angel Reese has bad fans, just like most players do.
Yeah.
I think that's more of just a narrative they're trying to nitpick
Okay.
out of certain plays. Like that foul she got on Angel Reese, it's like a hard foul. It's not anything dirty or anything like
that was a
that.
basketball play. All right, what do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got? What, Jonah? What?
No, I'm saying that foul is a tech.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like that's not like a dirty play. It's a hard
Yeah.
foul.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
But
competition.
it is a tech though.
Okay, I will say there are
I'm not
sometimes
mad.
if you I think I've seen enough of the game to think this. I think this is a true statement. Just like Kobe in the sense she is known to take some bad shots. Okay. And I don't know if there's like reason behind it, but I think it's just because she believes that she's the best player on the court and that any shot she takes is a good shot. But there are shots that she takes sometimes. I think that people question and why didn't she make the extra pass, move it one more time. So I guess you, in that sense, could say there's a little bit of selfishness at times when she's on the floor. But let's not get it twisted. Like I think in her mind, believes that any shot she takes is the best shot possible, and maybe that's a knock to her. Maybe she needs to be a little more selfless at times. Um, I mean, I don't know what else you really want me to say. I mean, I don't watch enough to really like be able to break it down, but I've seen enough to know like a lot of the things they do say about her is just blown out of proportion because they're trying to make it worse than it is. You know, like people are trying to say the Angel Caitlyn beef is because of race. I don't believe that. I don't think that that plays a card into it. Do you, Jonah?
Be more specific about what that question.
Do you think that some people are trying to say that the hatred between the two is because one's white and one's black?
Like, do you think the reason what he's trying to say, do you think they have beef, or at least a part of it, is because Kaylin or Angel doesn't like Kaylin because she's a white girl and
And Caitlyn, vice
Kaylin
versa.
doesn't, yeah.
Between the two
But
of
just
them,
The
between the
two, not
two,
the fans,
not
not
yeah.
the fans,
Between
not
the two
fans.
of them, I wouldn't say a race thing. I think it's a this girl is better than me and gets more coverage than me thing. I think it's more that.
Those,
I don't think Angel is like I hate Caitlyn because she's white because there's better white players than Angel in the WNBA that she doesn't hate. So I wouldn't say that.
okay.
yeah. I think
Um,
we all agree on that. It's just been blown
yeah,
out of proportion by
but
both sides of the toxic fans. There.
this one's a little harder for me, not just because like I'm just gonna defend Caitlyn and I have nothing to say bad about her. I just don't think I watch enough to really break it down, and I don't want to say anything that's just not completely true, you know. But it's not me like saying I have nothing bad to say. She's perfect. I just don't. I don't know enough. But if you
Yeah.
just ask me, am I Team Angel or Team Caitlyn? I'm Team Caitlyn. Okay, like I think she is a much. Now that I'm not defending Angel Reese right now, okay, she's a much better player. So I'm just. I think that's she. I think is just very gifted player. I just don't know enough to really critique. But I guess I have seen enough video to. I think that the shot selection at times can maybe be better.
Hey,
So
they say that about a lot of the greats.
yeah. So sorry, Caitlyn. I
Uh,
don't. Sorry, Jonah. I don't know enough on the matter, so that might have been a letdown for you.
Man, yeah, I heard some good criticisms from you guys. Thank you. I know it
Okay.
was tough, but you got through it. Thank you. Feels good.
Can you critique something on James Harden for me, real quick, Jonah?
On James Harden,
Yeah.
I think he's a disinterested defender at times. But I think he can defend when he tries. But I think he just doesn't show a lot of effort there sometimes. And
Sounds like
big
you, bro.
in big games, I think
There we go. Come on.
I was gonna
Let me
say
hear
this
it.
is this
Let
is
me
the
hear
biggest
it.
one.
Let me hear it.
in big games, I think James has underachieved for years, and
There we go.
it's
It's so hard for him to say. He's choking
it's
up right now.
it's one of the greatest mysteries in basketball as to how one of the most unstoppable offensive forces in any normal game. But then when it's game six, game seven of the playoffs, you like it's pretty predictable. Like even as a huge James Harden fan, I know I might get a 4 for 18, 7 turnover, like
Minus 23.
like a
Like,
1 for 10 from three. It's pretty
Yeah.
predictable at this time. So he's not a big game player.
what
All right.
about give me Kristen and Lamar Jackson since we're doing critiquing.
A criticism about Lamar Jackson.
Should be a lot of the
Huh.
same stuff, right? I
No,
mean,
because
they're
I don't
very
agree. I
similar
don't agree with
trajectories
that.
here.
I don't agree with that. My criticism with I honestly can't think of a criticism for Lamar
Oh,
Jackson.
here we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Here we
Oh,
go.
Okay.
I think he can. Oh, this is what I would criticize. I think he needs to be more demanding. I think he's too much of a nice guy. Like I think when his team is underperforming and the GMs don't get him any wide receivers, I think he puts the blame on himself. And I need him to go in there and be upset and demand things. And I think that is going to get him a ring. Like demand
That's
receivers,
what.
demand higher, demand better. Mark Andrews shouldn't be dropping touchdown passes in playoff games. And then
We're
Lamar
still
says it's his
pointing fingers
fault.
at other guys here. What are we doing? That's what
Yeah.
you have to criticize.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing about Lamar Jackson that you can say
All right.
negatively.
Bro, he has gotten better every single year.
What about all the other playoff games aside from the Mark Andrews drop pass?
I don't think they're his fault. I think we need a new coach.
You sound exactly
Oh,
like you
here we
did
go.
when we
Here
were
we
talking
go.
about James Harden like 5 years ago. So I'm very curious to see if they have the same trajectory and same
Yeah,
end
true.
like
Yeah.
ending because
Yeah,
this
because you
this
were
is
defending
exactly
when
what you
when James
said.
was when James was at the peak of his powers, he had nothing bad to say. But now he's on the back end of his career. You can
I,
critique a little more.
It's
I
all
got
pointing fingers.
bro.
Oh, it's
I
Chris Paul's
Chris
hammy. It's
Paul.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Like,
Why is Trevor Ariza on the Rockets?
no,
yeah.
I got another Lamar criticism. His decision making at times. I think when he's trying to make a play, he'll hold it in the pocket too long, and he'll take like a 20-yard sack, or he'll like a 20-yard intentional grounding just because he's trying to do too much. So I think that's another criticism.
All right, we'll,
That's
we'll
it.
end it there. All right, we'll end it there. Honestly, Jonah, this was a really good game. I thought it was good. It was
No,
long,
this is
Thank
but
you.
really good.
there's definitely some good material there. I think
Yes,
you hit
sir.
home hit home for this. That was good. So my game is not gonna hit home at all. This is not like anything like I didn't design the game like personally fit to each individual. So it's gonna give a different twist to the end of this episode. So this episode it's called I'm gonna call it sport or spoof. Okay. And just to confirm, spoof is just fake. Okay.
Okay,
It's
yeah, I was
just
gonna like,
real or
what is
fake, real or not real.
what the
Okay.
hell is a spoof?
So real or not real. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys. I have 13, but it should be pretty quick. But I got 13 sports that I'm gonna name off to you guys, and you have to tell me if it's a real sport or not. And if you want, once I say if it is a real sport or not, and you want further clarification, I can give you some more, detail on the real sport. But so I'm gonna name off stuff, and these are mainly gonna be like international, stuff that are played in other countries because of just how crazy you're gonna realize how crazy some sports are. So I'm gonna name off some. You say real or fake, and we'll see if you guys get it right or not.
Okay.
Is you guys got
Or
it? Okay.
spoof, baby.
All
Sporters
right.
food.
So first one is called ferret legging. Competitors place live ferrets inside their pants and see who can last the longest without letting them out. Real or fake?
What's a ferret? Like a bird?
No, it's like a
No,
little
it's like a
like chipmunks
yeah,
almost.
it's kind of like a
They're
rat, like
like a rat. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, what country? Country of origin.
This is gonna be from the UK.
Oh, this is real.
Fake,
This is real.
fake,
This is a real sport.
spoof,
Sport.
spoof. Not in the UK, not in the UK.
Sport. Absolutely in the UK.
It is a sport,
Yes,
and it
sir.
originated in Yorkshire, England. It peaked
Yep.
in the 1970s and even had a world record for over 5 hours.
Yeah, bro. They
Did
be
you like get a disease from that dude? Like
Hey,
in a spot where you don't necessarily want a disease either. Like, I mean, Ferris like they got to be having like rabies and stuff like that. Like,
it's the
the
UK,
nickname for the
Drew.
game is also known as "put 'em down" and "ferret down trousers." That's what a nickname for the sport is, and it seems like it has been popular among coal miners who work in Yorkshire, England.
wow.
So
See, Drew.
some good trivia on ferret legging. Okay,
Yep. As soon as you
all
say
right,
UK, I knew that was a sport.
yeah, okay. Number two, sport number two, is it sport or spoof? Cactus tossing. Contestants throw real cacti as far as possible barefoot in the desert. Whoever throws the longest wins.
Country of origin.
America.
Spoof.
I want to say spoof, but
Mojave
that
Desert. Mojave Desert.
That also sounds like some like weird stuff that like some
Like people ATVs.
like white
Yeah.
hillbillies would do.
Yeah, like they go camping in the Mojave, and they try to do it more in the springtime where it's not too hot, not too cold, and they pick out small cacti and they throw it. So you
Spoof.
both
I
say
don't think
spoof?
it's an actual
Both spoof.
sport. Yeah.
Jonah
Well,
spoof?
I mean, I want to say sport now just because you gave so much great detail. So I'm gonna say sport.
Okay. This is a spoof. Okay. There's
Yep.
no evidence
I
that
knew
this
it.
exists. It sounds painful and possibly illegal in most countries.
Man, I
Because
thought
I
it
don't
was
think you can.
spoof.
I think there are laws that you can't like take and damage cacti. I think there's some like
Yeah, it's like a
landmark
it's like an
laws into
endangered
that.
plant or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Something like
Exactly.
that.
So that's a spoof. Okay.
Man,
We won one,
Okay.
Jonah.
I should have
Yeah.
stuck with
1-1. Yeah.
it.
Let's keep track of it. Let's
Yeah,
keep track.
but
Okay. So
then Vinny started saying in the spring and the summer. I was like, what the heck?
yeah. Hey, I'm trying to spoof you, man. All right. So right now we got 1-1. Okay. All right, sport number 3, extreme ironing. Okay, athletes iron clothes in the wild in extreme locations like cliff sides, forests, and even underwater.
Country,
How would how
It's
would you
another
iron
UK.
underwater?
It's another UK.
How do you
UK.
iron underwater though?
Hey,
Uh,
You would be electrocuted if you ironed underwater.
the reason I'm gonna say sport is because I think in the UK they still iron a lot. That's like an old thing. So I'm gonna say sport.
That might be the
okay.
stupidest reasoning you could have for why you think that's a sport. I mean, people still iron in America. I mean,
Not
everywhere still
really.
irons.
No, they don't iron in America like that.
What do you mean?
So all
Bro,
right, Jonah's
Everywhere
saying
iron.
sport.
the only
Jonah,
time
you
people
say
iron in the
sport.
hotel room.
I just don't understand how you can physically iron in water and live.
They probably have old school ones where it's not electric. Go ahead, Vinny, sport.
Drew, you
But
say spoof.
no, but if you're underwater, it's gonna make whatever you're ironing very wrinkly.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
no, it's spoof. It's spoof.
Sport.
Okay. This is a sport founded
Let's
in
go, baby.
1997 by Phil
UK.
Shaw in the UK. You can go to the website, the official Extreme Ironing Bureau, on the internet to look this up.
I told you, Drew. The
There is a
UK be on some
Wikipedia.
stuff.
There is a Wikipedia article. Okay, it's which, and this is what Wikipedia has.
It's the
It's an
stupidest
extreme
sport ever.
sport in which people take ironing boards to remote locations and iron items of clothing. Either the Extreme Ironing Bureau or extreme ironing is the latest dangerous sport that combines the thrills of extreme outdoor activity with the satisfaction of a well-pressed shirt.
Yeah, bro. The
I just
Um,
UK.
don't know how you can do that underwater.
so the only
If
thing that I
someone could
can find
explain
on
that to
that,
me,
the only
I
thing
would
that I
love
can
to
find,
find
the
out.
only thing I can find in relation to that is right here. Some locations where such performances have taken place include a mountainside of a difficult climb, a forest, in a canoe, while skiing or snowboarding on top of a large bronze statues. And then it also says, and what and under the ice sheet of a frozen lake. So that would be underwater, would it not?
Yep.
Yeah,
Under an ice
that
sheet.
bro, that literally makes zero sense. That makes
So
zero sense.
Bro, it's the UK, Drew.
I'm
Come
not
on
going to
now.
disagree with you, but it's there in writing, and it is a sport founded in 1997. So
Yo, UK's got some weirdos, man.
yeah, okay. So like I said, a lot of international. Okay, so Jonah got that right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm two for
Jonah
one.
2-1. Okay.
because people in the UK iron more than we do.
Yeah, they do,
Yes. So
bro.
yeah, that was
Absolutely
just
they
now.
do.
Hey, he got it though. He got it though. All
Come
right,
on.
round number 4. Underwater hockey. Teams play hockey at the bottom of a swimming pool using snorkels and small sticks.
Country of
Also
origin.
known also known as the octopush, and it's all I have for you is that is an international sport governed by the CMAS. I'm not going to tell you what that is.
Canadian National Association.
CMAS.
I feel like that's a sport, to be honest. But that could also be like something that sounds like a sport that's not. You could be trying to trick us right now.
I'm
Could
saying
be.
I'm saying spoof.
I I'm saying sport.
Sport spoof.
I say
Yep.
spoof.
Drew is on the board. This is a real
Hey,
sport.
come on, come on.
First played on November 18th, 1954 in another Hampshire, England. Another England. Okay.
And
So
if you say UK, I would have guessed sport. But the fact you didn't.
and the reason why I didn't say CMAS is because it is some Latin language and I didn't know how to pronounce it. But you guys can look it up. It is real. This is a real sport.
Honestly,
So
that
we're
kind of
tied
sounds
at 2.
fire.
We're tied at 2. All right. Round number 5, and I believe I have 13 for you guys. Okay. So round number 5 is called Penguin Polo. Players ride penguins across frozen ponds using candy canes as mallets.
Country of origin.
Country of origin
It's
is
not Antarctica, it's a spoof.
it is Antarctica.
There ain't nobody even in Antarctica, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna still say spoof.
Spoof.
You
They're
can't
riding real
you
penguins
can't, you can't ride a
and
penguin.
using candy canes.
Bro,
Spoof.
Bro,
Spoof.
candy canes are
All
like
right,
this
all right, all right.
big.
Yeah. The
All
only
right, you
people I
guys are
know that
both
are playing
right.
this are Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, dude. Hell no.
Yeah, this is at the North Pole. Okay, no, you guys are right. This is completely fake, and I think that you would go to prison if you tried riding a penguin, right?
Yeah,
So
that's outrageous.
we're gonna give you guys a push there. So it's still tied at 2. That is completely fake. Next one though, it involves a very similar, riding something. Okay, pause. Wife carrying. Okay, men race carrying their wives or partners through obstacle courses. The fastest wins.
Carrying, like holding?
Yes, and you can decide, the variation of how you're holding the person, carrying the person.
Country of origin.
Finland.
I was gonna say that sounds something like European.
That's sport because in Finland they're a little behind on the times. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into it, but I'm gonna say sport.
Sport. Okay, Drew.
When I think of Finland, though, man, it's okay. What time of year does this go on? Is this outside? This is
This
inside?
is an outdoor. This is an outdoor event. It was introduced in 1992, and that's all the information I have for you at the moment.
Okay, because Finland, like 80% of the year is like negative 30 degrees. So I'll go sport. I'll go sport. That
I
sounds like a
will.
real
I will.
sport.
Okay, I will tell you this. You guys are going sport. It is going to be held during a time when it's not snowing. Okay,
Okay.
so you guys both say sport.
I think it's sport.
You guys are both correct. Okay, this is a sport, and it's held. It's called the World Wife Carrying Championship, and it's held annually in Finland.
Wow, the
Another
I knew
push.
it.
You guys
WWCC,
are,
baby.
yeah,
Yeah,
the WWCC. Yes.
yeah. Finland would
Okay.
do something like
So
that.
okay. So
What
2-2 still. We're on to now. This is round number 7. Okay.
what did you mean, by the way, when you said Finland's a little bit behind the times?
That's another
Uh,
that's
I,
another conversation, right?
I mean, I don't know if yeah, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone.
Okay. Next one is chess boxing. Competitors alternate between rounds of speed chess and actual boxing match. Victory comes by checkmate or knockout.
What is
That
what
sounds
are you
that sounds
It's a
fire,
it's
by
a
the way.
Dutch inspired sport.
what are you saying? Chess? Like they're punching each other in the chest?
No,
No, chess.
like
Like chess or
chess.
checkers, you're playing chess. Checkmate.
And
Like
then you
on a
get punched in the face?
So you're alternating rounds. So one round you're playing your opponent in chess, and if you beat them, checkmate round, game over. Next round, if you continue on, you're in a boxing match with them. If you knock them out, round over. So whatever ends with a knockout or checkmate is the finish of the game.
how long are the rounds?
Let's say 13 rounds.
No,
What country? Dutch?
It's a Dutch, yes.
Dutch. Sport. I think they're a little violent over there.
and
The reason
then
why I say let's go 13 rounds, I don't know the exact rules.
Say sport.
you realize that's like I think
Here you
it's
go.
voted like the nicest country in the world, by the way.
Dutch?
Yeah.
6 chess rounds and 5 boxing rounds, so 11 rounds total.
Sport.
I'm gonna go sport just because I want to see that in person. That sounds like a great sport, dude. You gotta have brains and you gotta have hands. Like, dude, that's must-watch TV.
This is a sport. It's considered a hybrid sport in the Dutch. It's founded by Dutch artist Lepe Roembing. Hopefully, I pronounced that correctly. But yes, this is a real sport.
Yep,
Okay.
they're violent out there. They throw hands.
Yeah. Okay. So we are 7. We're 7 rounds deep. Okay. Um, round number 8, the PFC Pillow Fighting Championship. 2 fighters go head to head in a boxing style ring using heavy duty pillows. Started in the United States of America.
What country?
I'm gonna go sport.
I just said started in the United States of America.
Yeah, but what are they playing now?
I think that's in multiple countries now.
Spoof.
Sport, 100% sport.
America wouldn't start that. That's too violent.
So
It's a
Drew
sport.
sport, Jonah spoof.
Yeah, we're too
It's
nice.
100. It's 100% a sport.
No, we're too nice.
This is a sport, and it's even gotten coverage from ESPN.
Yep, bro, I've seen it before. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right when you said pillow fight, I'm like, dude, I've seen this on Twitter way too many
All right.
times.
So Drew takes the lead 3-2. We're on to round number 9.
Yo, who's winning a pillow fight? Who's winning a pillow fight, by the way, in that sport between the three of us?
Oh, I'm taking me all day. I'm
Get
taking
out
me
of
all
here,
day.
Vinny. Vinny's getting knocked
All
out
day.
first.
No, I'm taking me all day.
Y'all ain't touching me, bro. I'm too long.
Jonah's gonna look uncoordinated trying to use the
Put
pillow.
Vinny to sleep with the pillow.
Oh.
You're on the bed.
Speaking of sleep, round number 9, synchronized napping. Okay. Teams compete to fall asleep at the same time and maintain synchronized naps under observation. And this is founded in England once again, another UK-inspired sport.
If you said an Asian country, I would say sport. But for this one, I'm gonna spoof.
What?
This is a
You think
UK.
Asians are like super sleepy or something, dude? Like,
this is founded in England in 2003.
I don't think they do this in England, so I'm gonna say spoof.
no, I also like. How could they for sure know you're sleeping? Like, I know there's ways to like kind of track it, but like you could definitely.
No, they track your heart rate. They track your heart rate. It slows down because I think that there's like a certain range when you can tell if someone is actually sleeping or not. And I think it does vary because I think meditation also slows down your heart rate.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
but they do track on average heart rate of where the synchronized napping comes into play.
I would. That'd be the most boring sport ever to watch. I'll put me to sleep. I'm spoof, baby.
Both you spoof?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a completely fake sport. There's no documentation on this at all.
Who would want to watch that?
Okay, so we are now. We're 9 rounds in. We got 4 more left. Are we good on time here, Jonah?
Yeah.
I'm up 1 right now.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's still 3-2 Drew right now. We're coming down to the back end here.
We got 10, Vinny.
Okay, so next one I want to do is the Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship. It's a high-stakes international RPS league with cash prizes and televised matches.
Country of origin.
Don't know off the top of my head. I just know that this is an international league.
It's like Jones in like a spelling bee. Country of origin. Use it in a sentence.
Bro. Hey, we're doing that next pod of spelling bee. That'd be fun.
That would be good. I'm an elite speller.
Bro, you're a horrible speller, Drew.
You already know how to spell your own name. Stop it, Jonah.
You spell my name wrong every text, Jonah. I don't want to hear it.
Bro, I promise you I'm cleaning you guys up in a spelling bee. But you'll see next week.
All right, back to the RPS though. Is the Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship a real thing?
I'm saying sport. I'm gonna
say sport if you said if you said England, I would say sport, but you didn't, so I'm gonna say spoof.
This is a sport, and Drew takes a 4.
Boom! We got 3-1 now, baby.
They said there was an official governing body, and it takes strategy, drama, and a lot of bluffing for the Rock, Paper, Scissors.
I was gonna say that's like that's mental
right?
warfare right there.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
upstairs, man.
Yep. Okay. So we have three more left. Next one I got for you guys is kangaroo racing. Jockeys ride kangaroos in the outback, betting on who hops the fastest, not the highest, the fastest.
Country of origin.
Australia.
Where else are kangaroos, Jonah? In Iceland?
That's a sport
I'm,
for
I'm
sure.
gonna, I'm gonna say that's a sport too. Those Aussies, they love their roos, man.
This is completely fake, and it's saying that this could be possibly physically impossible with the amount of force that a kangaroo could use in their hops. This could kill people possibly. So,
Oh, you
yeah,
meant people like riding kangaroos?
yeah, jockeys, yes, jockeys are riding kangaroos.
Oh, shoot. I thought it was just like a race
You
between
thought you were just like
kangaroos.
betting of
Yeah,
who which
yeah,
kangaroo.
yeah.
No. It's like you go to the horse race, but there's someone actually riding the horses.
Oh,
But they're
oh
riding
my God. I
kangaroos.
wish I would have known
Yeah,
that, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, kangaroos are mean too, man. I don't know if you
Oh
guys know
yeah,
a lot about kangaroos. They love to fight.
yeah. Okay, so we have was that that's 10, that 11 or two more, right?
Yeah.
Two more.
Yep. Okay, I have a couple more. I've got to limit it down to two because I have other good ones. Okay,
I have to get both of these.
here we go. Human catapulting. Players launch themselves via giant catapults at targets to score points wearing padded suits, and this was also founded in Australia in the year 2007, if you guys want the exact year. But this is not a nationally televised sport, but it is a popular sport in Australia that people do tune in for via the internet.
And then they like
It's
build
more like it's more
catapults.
like the way that I read it. It's more like the street beefs. Like it's not a televised thing, but like people are tuning in. Okay, and they're wearing padded suits as protection, but there are still injuries that come because you're launching yourself into catapults. So
I'm gonna say it's a sport, man. Those Aussies are wild, bro.
I'm taking spoof. I have to go against whatever Drew says to have a chance. I'm taking spoof.
this is a spoof, and Jonah keeps the game
I'm
alive.
only
Oh,
down one.
There's no
oh.
there's no result of this being any sport at all, and
Let's go.
I
probably a
get
good thing that this isn't real. So
I
yo,
could
Vinny,
tie it up.
should I be a dick and just agree with whatever Jonah says
No, you're
so I
answering
win?
first. You're answering first.
we're Drew. You're answering first.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, all right, all right.
Okay. So if Jonah wins this next game, we'll have a sudden death. But if Drew wins, the game is over. And if there's a push, game is over. But I don't think there's going to be a push here. Okay. So the final one, gotta pick a good one here because I have.
Game 7 right here.
This is game 7.
Got my heart in Jersey, Brian Clutch.
All right.
2 for 14.
Tuna tossing, another Australian sport. Participants hurl a dead tuna as far as possible, aiming for distance and style. Tuna
Style.
tossing.
Uh, wait, what do they do? They toss it
They're
to
tossing, yes. So they're throwing dead tunas as far as possible, aiming for distance and style. So
distance
I
and
guess the
style.
trajectory of where the throw goes, or I guess of how the tuna spins, lands, it all plays a part in the point system.
The style is throwing me off, honestly. I was gonna say sport, but the style is kind of throwing me off. But I'm gonna say sport.
No spoof.
This is a real sport held in Thorntleakin,
Yeah.
Australia, and apparently it's a crowd favorite. Okay,
Come on.
so Drew wins.
Tyrese Halliburton game 7. That's good. You stick to your James Harden jersey.
So Drew wins 5-3, and I just want to throw one more out there just for fun, and then we can wrap the game up. Okay, so final one that I want you guys to do, and you guys both just give your opinion. Shin kicking. Two people grab each other's collars and try to kick each other in the shins until someone falls.
I hope that's not real. That hurts.
I'd probably say it's a real sport. I think they should do it like scooters though. Like you guys ever hit yourself in the shin
Oof,
with a razor
that's
scooter?
brutal. That is
Oh,
brutal.
Yeah, break your
bro,
leg.
worst pain in the world, dog.
So, Drew, you would say it's real. Jonah, you would say it's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also a real sport. This is an English sport made in the 17th century in England. So there you guys go. Sport or spoof? So in the comment section, I want you guys to say which one was the best, and also if you guys have any fake sports out there and you want to say what would be a good sport or a terrible sport, just some clever ideas, put those in the comment section too. So what do you guys think of that?
I think there's a lot of idiots in this world that would want to play half of those sports, dude. Those sports are
Crazy,
crazy.
huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of stupid people in the world. But that was really fun. That was really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got way too much time on their hands. They just need to stick it to basketball, football, soccer, or just the normal sports.
Yeah. A lot of wild sports out there, especially in the UK, man.
Yeah, the UK,
So yeah,
man.
sport or spoof. People out there, comment some other clever games, clever fake sports that would be pretty entertaining to talk about.
Yeah,
So
might
other
be tough
than
to go to
there's
the
a lot
UK.
of a lot of idiots in the world, do you guys have any other closing thoughts for episode 10 of the Garage Closes at 9?
Yeah,
Go for it, Jonah.
yeah. I'm just glad we got to hear some love and hate from these two gentlemen because they're very biased. So I had to pick some
Hey, you
people.
too. Come
I'm
on
not
now.
biased. Stop it.
You
Out
you
of
still
here.
can I'm bad about Lamar Jackson.
It's tough. It's
I
tough.
really can't think of anything
It's tough.
bad. Nah, sorry we didn't release a video this last week. You know, we had scheduling conflicts. But I felt good to be back with the boys. Had a lot of fun. We're gonna get a lot of guests on soon
Yep.
in the future, so keep your eye out for that. We have some college athletes on, and yeah, we appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. And yeah, I think that's where I leave it off to Vin.
Yep. Closing thought for me, Jonah, go watch some Vince Scully YouTube videos. He tells some great stories. I don't think you are educated enough on the
Yeah,
greatest to ever do
I
it.
love
So
Vince Scully. I love Vince Scully.
yeah,
My
didn't
legend.
seem like it for a little bit. So that's my closing thought. But all right, guys, that is now episode 10. We're officially at the double digits. We appreciate everything you guys have done for us. We're going to continue to try to get better, continue to get more content out in creative ways for you guys. Like Drew said, some guests coming. It's been a heck of a ride so far. 10 episodes in, hopefully a lot more to go. So until next time, everybody, the garage is closed.